I'm standing in front of the Del Mar College Richardson Performance Hall. Every year, a recognition ceremony is held here. Students in the honors program from its 3 divisions are recognized. An East and a West Campus Instructor of the Year selected by students are also announced. These are some of the great things happening at Del Mar now. I'm Amy Mintz, Assistant Professor of Child Development Early Childhood at Del Mar College. Dr. Mark Robbins, Assistant Professor of History, is with us. He is the Del Mar College East Campus Instructor of the Year. Assistant Professor of Nurse Education, Linda Earwood, is also with us. She was selected as the Del Mar College West Campus Instructor of the Year. Students in the radio and television program will present their Del Mar Now update. We have an entertaining show coming up. Stay with us. This is Del Mar Now. Our first guest is an assistant professor of history and joined Del Mar College in the fall of 2009. He earned a bachelor's degree in history from the University of Michigan and then went on to Providence, Rhode Island to complete a master's degree and a doctoral degree in history from Brown University. Please welcome this year's Del Mar College East Campus Instructor of the Year, Dr. Mark Robbins. Hi.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being here.
We're excited to have you.
Well, I'm excited to be here.
Again, congratulations on being selected the East Campus Instructor of the Year. Will you share with us what it means to be recognized as a favorite faculty by Del Mar College students?
It means a lot. Really, it's a credit to my students, and what I'm aiming to do in the classroom is, of course, put them in position to learn the core components of the field of history, which is something I'm very passionate about. Mm-hmm. Something that I would argue is meaningful to all of our students, regardless of whether they're aspiring engineers or attorneys or police officers or any number of other things. And if I've had some success in putting them in position to make history meaningful to them, then I'm quite happy about that, and it's certainly additional motivation to continue to improve.
Oh, that's exciting. So why did you decide to become an educator and teach history of all subjects too?
Well, I guess that's a long bit of analysis there, but I'll keep it short. Both of my parents are educators. My mother, she had a great career teaching first, second, and third grade. And my father is a retired anthropology and archaeology professor at Michigan State University. Even though I went to the other school, but so did he. And interestingly, my wife is also an anthropologist slash archaeologist. So I guess I am around a lot of educators, and certainly that's been influential to me. I found that a very meaningful pursuit, in that I think history is something that is accessible to all, it's meaningful to all. Again, regardless of whether you're pursuing one profession or another, I think being able to appreciate and understand where we come from, and also being able to place historical events, themes, etc., in a context to employ those critical thinking skills is also very important in this day and age. And if history can serve as a laboratory to gain those sorts of skills, then that's something that I had been passionate about as I was learning a bit more about it, and continue to be very passionate about it. So I would say the influence of my parents, and then the excitement for the subject matter itself made me want to carry on with this career.
I always say teaching is genetic. I joke that here.
Well, maybe. As an historian, I would always say, oh, it's a cultural construction or something like that, but it appears to have certainly come about, whether socially or genetically, from those that reared me.
There you go. Well, you mentioned the passion for the field, and the reality is history is not a favorite subject for a lot of students. So how do you meet that challenge when you're instructing?
Well, that's a good question, and it's a challenging one, and that's also what makes I think this an exciting job. Oftentimes students really don't want to be in the classroom, at least on the first day. I often ask my students, why are you taking the class? And a lot of the answers are, the state of Texas made me. So I thank you to the state of Texas for bringing all these wonderful individuals into my classroom. But indeed, it is a unique environment where you have such a diversity of students there in the classroom all studying something that's truly accessible to people regardless of their career path or interests. So how do I meet the challenges of that lack of initial excitement that oftentimes can be there? Well, I try to kind of aim for all these different interests, all these different career paths. Some of the source material that we might be analyzing could relate to, for instance, art history. Some of it could relate to the history of science. Some of it could relate to history of other professions as they interacted with an important theme in U.S. history. And also I've found that visual sources and sort of conversation with textual sources is something that's very much accessible to everyone of all interests and abilities. And so if you have, say, for instance, a political cartoon that has both maybe subtle meanings and more forthright meanings there, that students of a wide range of perspectives and levels of excitement can engage in the same conversation. And really that adds a benefit to the classroom, truly, to not just have history majors there. I can then learn from students who have maybe pursued art, or they've pursued criminal justice. And so, for instance, in my 1301 class, we'll look at Puritan court records. These are from the 1600s and gives us a window into how we can understand the nature of that society, their goals, and how it's working out so far a few generations in. And I've found that the criminal justice students have a particular mindset and approaching that source material that might be different than, say, somebody pursuing another field. So to have that, to harness that diversity in the classroom is absolutely wonderful. And then once you get that started, it goes from there. The second thing I would say is just being excited about it. If you're excited about the material and through the analysis of that material the students can see why, then they too often will become at least somewhat excited about it, or maybe at least tolerate it a little bit. So I've enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's exciting. Well, you mentioned having the passion for the field. So has anyone inspired you? Perhaps a colleague or a mentor has helped you in your teaching career?
Absolutely, all the time. I would say beginning with my parents as educators, I would also say that I had wonderful teachers in high school and throughout college. As I got deeper into college, I developed a love of the historical research process, not just the teaching. And those two things are incredibly interrelated, to have that ability to even go down dead ends and then share that process with students. I guess you could say that's the benefits of academic freedom there, that leads to the advancement of knowledge. I've enjoyed that quite a bit, and certainly those role models were important, as many were in graduate school. But I would say that at Del Mar it's truly unique. You have a group of people in the social sciences department who are passionate about teaching and also very well qualified in their own fields and very inquisitive about that. And that's also true outside of the social sciences department. So every day I have these conversations with my colleagues about new teaching ideas, or how you might read a particular source, or the research projects that they're pursuing. And that broadens my knowledge. It adds fuel to the fire. So they inspire me every day, and as do my students. The kinds of ways that they work through the source material, the meaning they draw out from that, and its presence in our daily lives here today. That's something that I also learn from. So it's an ongoing process.
There you go. Well, can you share with us some of your professional accomplishments?
Oh gosh. Well, I suppose this would be one of them now.
There you
go. Well, I think you mentioned at the beginning where all my degrees are from and all of that. I've had the opportunity to publish a few articles in American Educational History and in Historical Journal of Massachusetts, and in Labor History, and in another journal, most recently the Public Historian. And I've enjoyed that quite a bit, presented at a lot of conferences in my field. And as far as teaching is concerned, this would probably be the most noteworthy thing to date, but I'm extremely happy about that. I've also had the opportunity to direct a few research projects that are very much community-centered. Oral History and Archaeology project over here in Artesian Park a couple years ago with a couple of colleagues. My wife is one of them. And one in Victoria, and then an oral history project on Hispanic farm worker communities in South Texas as well.
Well, it sounds like they picked a great candidate then for this prestigious honor. There you go.
Well, I've enjoyed those things as well.
Quickly, can you tell us some information where someone can find out more information about the history program at Del Mar?
History program, absolutely. Well, they're welcome to email me. They're welcome to email any of my colleagues. But on the Del Mar website, we have a pretty good description of the history program there, what history can offer in terms of preparation for a variety of careers. And truly, it's a wonderful program, as the others at Del Mar are as well. Early childhood education, for instance. So yeah, that would be where I would suggest starting, the website.
Well, thanks, Mark, for being here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Next, students in the radio and television program will present a Del Mar Now update. After that, we'll meet the Del Mar College West Campus Instructor of the Year. Stay with us.
I spent the day in the shade of a tree, thinking how we best to spend this precious time that we've been given. I came to thinking that the best use of my time would be with you.
Just imagine the places we can go together. Del Mar College, dreams delivered.
Oh, 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 oh.
Catch the Viking spirit. Nationally recognized and locally focused, Del Mar College has been delivering dreams for over 75 years. If Del Mar College has touched your life, join the Vikings Alumni Association and help others achieve their dreams. Stay connected. Support scholarships. Explore the Viking Career Network. Join online today at delmar.edu/alumni for as little as $10 and get a free t-shirt. Show your Viking pride.
Welcome to this edition of Del Mar Now Update. I'm Candice Torres.
And I'm Haley Williams.
Del Mar College journalism students won numerous awards at the Texas Intercollegiate Press Association competition. The recent competition held in San Antonio resulted in the students winning 31 awards. 6 were first-place finishes. Placing first in literary magazine feature story and TV advertising was Raul Alonso. Beatriz Alvarado took first place for literary magazine story package, Crystal Chavez first for literary magazine photo essay, Kira Hayes for sports action photo, and Eddie Puente first place for headline. Alonso also received the Mike Worms Memorial Community College Scholarship. Alexandria Rodriguez was named the 2014 Journalist of the Year and will have a 10-week paid internship with the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. The students competed in TIPA's Division II rather than Division IV. Assistant Professor of the Journalism, Robert Mullenberg, noted that most of the competition in Division II is against universities.
A scholarship campaign by Stripes Convenience Store has exceeded its goal. Near the end of 2013, Stripes Convenience Stores had a scholarship campaign to raise $400,000. More than $545,000 was contributed towards the goal. Now the company will be able to provide $1,000 scholarships to 545 students in a 3-state region. Del Mar College's share of the scholarship fund will be $47,000. Del Mar College Executive Director of Development and the Del Mar Foundation, Mary McQueen, expressed appreciation to the company for the gift. She noted that 47 students at Del Mar will be provided a scholarship from Stripes and that the gift is investing in the potential and power of the local workforce. A Del Mar club has donated funds to a local child advocate organization. The Legal Professions Club raised $250 as a part of its community service activity. Through donated items from area businesses and club members from a raffled Mother's Day basket, the funds were raised. The money raised was given to the court-appointed special advocates of the Coastal Bend, known as CASA. The club chose CASA because of its work in finding permanent homes for foster children in crisis. Club President Chris Adams says the club feels a close tie to CASA because one day club members will be a part of the legal arena. And the check was actually given in a very unusual form.
Yes, it was actually given in a gavel shape. Well, a national award program in government budgeting has recognized Del Mar College. The Government Finance Offers Association recognized Del Mar College for an award-winning distinguished budget. The organization serves over 17,000 government finance professionals in the United States and Canada. The recognition is based on 14 criteria: A certificate for budget preparation was given after the criteria were met. There are 4 categories evaluated, including items such as policy document, a financial plan, an operating guide, and a communication device. 5 college administrators and staff were instrumental in the creation of the budget. Chief Financial Officer and Vice President of Operations, Dr. Lee Sloan, headed the group's efforts.
And he was definitely assisted by the other 4. Del Mar College is undergoing a technology revolution. The first step in changeover began about 18 months ago. Chief Information Officer for the Information Technology Department, August Alfonso, says providing students internet access became the priority. Because students often have their own devices, a shift was made to provide services to the students. The result was VikingNet, a Wi-Fi network designed specifically for the students. Additional steps since then include the adoption of Canvas, a learning management system for classroom support. The service is hosted in the cloud, so the college has no servers to buy and maintain. The advantage is the assurance that in severe weather, such as a hurricane, there would not be loss of information. So far, Del Mar College has invested about $184,000 in the upgrades. More projects in the works, such as scholarship app and migrating the college's web service to the cloud rather than having the server in San Antonio. The eventual goal is for students to be able to apply, register, and pay for classes on mobile devices.
A summer engineering camp for middle school students is being offered by Del Mar College. The Corpus Christi Pre-Freshman Engineering Program, CC Prep, is for students from the 6th through 9th grades. The students are given the opportunity to solve mathematical problems, design engineering wonders, and learn about computer operating systems. The 7-week camp is from June 12th through July 31st. It is free to accepted participants. Information about the program, deadlines, parent orientation, and downloadable forms are available at www.delmar.edu/ccprep. Parents may also call the Del Mar College Math Office at 698-1238. And that's this edition of Del Mar Now Update. I'm Candace Torres.
And I'm Haley Williams. Stay tuned for more Del Mar Now.
Registration is underway for this summer's Corpus Christi Pre-Freshman Engineering Camp at Del Mar College. The program is for middle through high school students who excel in science and math. Spend 7 academically intensive weeks engaged in mathematics, logic, and problem solving to prepare for science and engineering careers. Sponsored by Del Mar College and Flint Hills Resources. For more information, call 361-698-1671.
Social media is bringing us closer together every day. The CCRTA invites you to stay in touch through any and all of our many pages. Follow us on Facebook for up-to-date news about the city and other issues in public transit. Stay up to date on rider alerts through Twitter. Find route information, maps, and more on our website at ccrta.org. View videos or take our downtown virtual tour on our YouTube page. Or email us with any questions or concerns. Be connected to the Corpus Christi Regional Transportation Authority.
For more information about Del Mar Now, log on to www.delmar.edu/now. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions to help us improve Del Mar Now, send an email to now@delmar.edu.
Our final guest is the Del Mar College West Campus Instructor of the Year. She joined Del Mar College in the fall of 2006. She is currently an assistant professor of nurse education. She earned her bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio and a master's degree in nursing from Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. Please welcome Linda Year.It.
Thank you.
Hi, glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Congratulations on receiving Instructor of the Year for the West Campus. Would you share with us what it means to have this award?
I was so excited. Last week when they called and told me, it just really blessed me when she called because I love my students. I always say I have the best job in Corpus, and so to get that return was really special.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
that award. What made you decide to become an educator in the field of nursing?
You know, I have always enjoyed teaching. It's always been just way down deep in me. And so probably about, I had been teaching for the state of Texas, but not as a true teacher. That was just my role as an educator. And then I had the opportunity to go to the junior college and teach in Uvalde, Texas, and I fell in love with it. I just thought it was such an honor to be a part of these new people entering into this career that I love it.
It is important to be part of that process, right? To see the development of these students.
It has been such an honor to watch them and to see them after they graduate, and then you go back out and there they are practicing, and they're not your student, they're your peer. It's just the best.
And you're like, I did this.
I helped. It takes a lot.
Well, you sound excited about this field. Has anyone inspired you, perhaps a colleague or a mentor who's helped you in your teaching career?
I've had several people, because every job you have somebody who is your preceptor in that job, and you can't help but learn from them. But probably my first educator, Sharon Wilson, she was my teacher when I started as an LVN a long, long time ago, and I just remember her high standards and how she just always said, cream will rise to the top, never lower your standards, it's easy to do. And that has always been with me when I'm practicing. And as a mentor for teaching, that role as becoming an educator, probably Dr. DeLeon here at Del Mar. She's just been a wonderful mentor for me.
Well, plug to Dr. DeLeon. There you go.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Can you describe some of the courses or the types of activities students may expect in the nursing program?
Well, they have a lot of prerequisite courses before they come into us, but once they're accepted into the nursing program, then they are completely immersed in how to become a nurse. And so our first level students, the students that I work primarily with, they come in and they learn all of their basic nursing skills in our level, and so they really get that hands-on. They get a lot of nursing science classes, and so it takes all of those prerequisites, and now they're applying all of that knowledge into the patient management. And so for the student, what they take away from that, because when you're taking just your psychology class, you can't see where it's applied, or just your A&P class, you can't see where it's applied. But when they come into nursing and they now take that A&P class and apply all that knowledge and put it into practice with a patient, then they're able to see all the benefit of that.
The aha moments.
The aha moments, and they have a lot of them.
Well, for students who are interested in becoming a nurse, what advice would you give them?
Well, I would tell them to talk to another nurse, because it really is, it is a whole new lifestyle. It is definitely going to take a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and so to have somebody that they've asked for a real world perspective, because it does take a lot of commitment to do any nursing program, not just Del Mar's.
Okay, that's sound advice. Talk to someone who's been through it.
Talk to someone who's been through it.
All right. Well, you mentioned the time and the dedication that's necessary. Do you see any other challenges students may encounter when they enter into the RN program?
I think for the students, one of the biggest ahas or oh my's are when they come in and they have been taking their prereqs, and maybe they've taken 2 or 3 classes at a time, and they've been able to kind of continue life as they know it. But when they enter into this program of study, it is 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday typically, and there's so much activity going on during that time that for them, if they haven't had honest conversations with their family about the time dedication, it's really hard on them, because they don't understand how much time it does, but it's so rewarding. It's just, and the family sees their nursing student grow, and so it's it's a very rewarding time, but it does take a lot of effort. And it's not because the knowledge is so difficult, it's such a time commitment to the program.
Well, you mentioned the 8 to 5, and there's clinical hours, we call this, right?
Yes.
So what exactly does that mean, and how many hours really are required for students?
Well, the students, as they progress through the program, their clinical hours increase.
Okay.
So our current level 1 students, they go for 64 clinical hours in an 8-week semester. And so they're in clinical about 8 hours a week plus some prep time of 2 hours. So about 10 hours a week for clinical on-site in facilities taking care of patients.
Okay.
So
That
it's
is
kind of neat.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah.
And it's great that they have those experiences to be able to do that at Del Mar.
And as they move through the program, it doubles. I mean, and can even triple in some of the levels.
So they're very skilled when they graduate.
They are extremely skilled. We are very hands-on.
What are some of the benefits of students who successfully complete the RN program?
Well, the job opportunities, obviously. There is a high need and a projected high need of nurses in the state of Texas as well as around the United States. They will be able to care for themselves, make a good living, provide for their families, and most of our students move on and continue and get that advanced degree. They go and get their bachelor's, they go and get that MSN, they go and get that nurse practitioner. So we love seeing our students leave us and keep going.
So it does have growth, but it's a growing field industry.
It's a growing field. And the best part about it is it's so ridiculously flexible. If you thought, oh, I don't want to work with older people, then I can go and work with children. Or, oh, I don't want to work with children, I can work with adults. I don't have to be in just the hospital. I can work any field. You can work at the refineries. You can work in the community. There's so many options for nurses outside of just the hospital.
Oh, that's great.
You
I
can be
bet not of people know about all the flexibility.
Oh,
of
it's the most flexible job out there. You want to work in an office, you can be a quality assurance nurse. You want to work in a refinery, you be an environmental nurse. It's so insanely flexible. You want to be a legal nurse consultant and work with a lawyer, you could do that.
Oh, sounds
There's
great.
just so much you can do with it.
Well, tell us how we can find out more information about the RN program.
Well, we have a website at Del Mar, so it's www.delmar.edu/RN, or just look under Program of Studies, and we have our own website, and on there you're able to see all of the different degree plans that we have, because we are one of the few multiple entry and exit programs. Students can enter into our program, exit as an LVN, come back and get their RN, or come in as an LVN and exit as an RN. So there's so many options for them.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Amy. I enjoyed this.
If you have questions or comments about Del Mar Now, send an email to now@delmar.edu. Next month, we'll meet the students who've been inducted into the Del Mar College Hall of Fame. We'll hope you'll join us. Until then, I'm Amy Mintz for Del Mar Now. Thanks for watching.